What is going on, YouTubers? This is Anime Gamer Fanboy, and welcome to all you bronies and Pegasisters, anime fans and furries, and gamers too. And to all my other viewers, I shall not forget about you. And to all you cool cats and gals that decided to join as well, welcome to the gameplay of Black Ops 3 and this podcast, I can tell. Sorry about that, guys. I had to get some rhyming out of my system. Tonight's podcast, we are going to be discussing types of cameras and pros and cons for each type. However, before we get into this podcast, guys, I have a few announcements to make. Announcement one, guys, my computer is still kaput, meaning that it works, but not very well. If you guys didn't hear the announcements before, for some reason my laptop overheats. So basically what's going to happen is that I'm going to try to take it over to my buddy that's in Portland. And I'm going to see if he can, you know, fix it. I mean, because he's a computer expert. But I'm hoping he can take apart the thing, see what's wrong with it. So, you know. So basically, what's going to happen is I'm going to try to take my laptop over to my buddy in Portland. I'm going to see if he can fix it, which I'm hoping he can. If that's the case, then I'm just going to have to get an external hard drive, and I'm going to have to get everything off my laptop onto the external hard drive, and then look up a new laptop. So there's announcement one. Announcement two, guys, and this is some good news. I'm talking to a friend of mine in the UK. Now, she is a subscriber, guys, and she's from the UK, but she's a great friend. And I'll be honest with you guys, she and I go all around way back. Even though, and just saying, even though my, well, not my family, but one of my family members has a little bit of a tiff with her. But, to be fair, guys, I am hoping that will end. Because, like I said, I'm just hoping that we can get that mess under the bridge. Because, like I said, if I start talking to her again, I don't want my little nieces and nephews wanting to ask what the term is for a, well, I'll give you a hint. If you guys ever watched either Supernatural or anything that brings up the term the red light district. Okay, now I'm going to explain this, but she is a friend, but you know, she's called, my sister kind of calls her a person who works the quote-unquote red light district. Now, I'm going to be putting my foot down about that, because, guys, for one, there is no reason that should be going on, okay? Because I don't need my little nieces and nephews figuring out the term for a person who works the red light district. Okay, so that's number one. And number two, and this is going to be an announcement for you guys, but I talked to her for a bit, and actually she wants to become a co-host for my channel. So, like, if one person's busy and I got no one to back up on, or, you know, I got no one that can help me, or you know, she'll bail me out of the blue, or she'll help me out, you know. But the one thing I do ask, guys, if she does, I mean, like, when she does, no flirting, alright? As in, I mean, no Tax Avery whistle, wolf whistle bull crap. I mean, no freaking crap where you guys, where you, with the whole Tax Avery wolf thing, okay? Just none of that. And no coming in here calling her any terms, I should put it. That goes double for a female dog or anything like that, because literally, guys, she has been my friend for a while, and I know how she feels sometimes. So, just letting you all know that now. And there's going to be some strict rules. But if anyone comes in here and says slurs about females or anything like that, yeah, they're going to get put in timeout. If they don't learn from that timeout, then flat out what's going to happen is they're going to be banned or blocked. Meaning they won't be able to access any of the streams. One of them, which I'm going to explain, was a cohort by the name of Jonathan Cauldron. And and just to let you guys know, he would call me one of those things, a British cigarette. Okay, that's as far as I'm gonna say. He would call me a British cigarette. He would start all kinds of nonsense, and you know, I just got fed up with it. I blocked him from the channel. So, you know, guys, I'm saying this as nice as possible, but I just don't want any problems. I don't want there to be any problems. She co-hosts, just, you guys know what to do. Be respectful, be nice. No Tax Avery bullcrap. But about the laptop, guys, I may do a vlog about the laptop. So, once I find out more, I'm sure either I'll get it fixed or get a new one. But anyway, enough with the announcements. Let's get into tonight's podcast. So, first off, guys, I'm going to explain a couple things. First off, I've been YouTubing for quite a while, and I can list off some pretty good cameras that would be good quality for YouTube channels. Now, there are some people that will use like Canon cameras. And what I mean by Canon Canon cameras is that I mean like cameras that are pretty much part and part. Oh. We should have gotten a little lesser time. So, anyway, to start off with, we are going to be talking about the Sony Handycams, or the Canon Handycams, whichever camera you got that's kind of like this. Alright, just whatever camera you got that's like this, we will talk about. Now, what can I say about it? Well, the one thing I do like about using it is the fact that you can record on ground level, like what, if I can speak right, like what's right in front of your sight from memory. Okay, and for one, it's kind of neat that you can do that. But there are a few problems with that. Okay, now I'm going to list the cons right here about this one. Con 1, if you're recording at eye level, if you're just walking around, according to the convention or any place you're going, there's a 50-50 possibility someone can elbow you right in the eye. Okay, and that's something where you would like be holding the camera. Hold on, I'll show you guys in a minute. Let me Oh crap, 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 crap. Idiots. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, but like I was saying, you would be holding your camera, let me move my glasses, like this. You know, let me turn the thing on. This will be a better example. Like, you'll be holding your camera like this, and then, you know, you'll be going around, gosh, you'll be going around like, yeah, I'm recording the stream here. I'm recording this, I'm recording that. And then all of a sudden someone will go wham right in your eye. Okay, that's con number one. Now the second thing about these cameras is that you don't have to use the said eyepiece. Okay? Instead, you flip out this. Check it out. You use this little screen. So like you could record, and the special features is you can zoom in towards or zoom in away, which is a good thing. Now, like I said, the flaws with that is like if someone were to hit you here, it would hit in your chest. If someone hit you when you were using it against your eye, then there's another problem. So, the minor cap. Be careful when using those things, because it'll be a problem to try to handle. Okay, so the next one is number 2. Is the pricing. Now, these Sony Handycams or these cameras, they're probably like about, I don't know, maybe 100 to 200 bucks because, you know, some of the parts are outdated or something or other. But think about it for a minute. If the parts are outdated and the price is cheaper, as long as you keep them in well maintenance, they'll serve you for a long time. However, there are some people that'll say, okay, you know, it'd be smart to get a second Handycam for backup. So, like, if you're on a trip and you have one Handycam, but then you think, oh, gee, I need to get 2 of these, so that way I can be able to afford it, or I could be able to record the trip in case my one dies. Okay? Pro on that idea, it's a good idea, but you have to look at the pricing, the parts, the mini DVDs, and vice versa. Now, when I say mini DVDs, guys, and I'm going to show you this. Let me turn this mother chicken back on. If I can come. Thank you. What's different about these Handycams is they use DVDs. So, like, say your battery's about to die and you got a lot of good footage that you don't want to lose. You can store it on the DVD or back it up, and that way you can be able to have the memory when you need it. Okay, that's a good plan. Only problem, once it's format on the disc, you can't unformat it, is the problem. So that's a con and a negative. So the Handycams are pretty good because they're charging, their battery lasts, and all kinds of stuff. And plus, if you guys needed to, you could have extra batteries for, like, if you needed for emergencies. So, like, say there was an event you were at, okay? You guys think, oh, hey, you know, I need to get another battery. Well, you can go to some battery shops. Wow, really? You can go to some battery shops that actually sell those batteries. again, that's a good thing because you can replace the batteries. But it's also a bad thing because if some stores probably won't have the batteries in stock or out of stock because this company decides to discontinue these things. So again, like I said, it's a good thing that the Sony Handycam can come in handy. But you have to also look at the facts of some reasons. Like, if the store don't have it, or the stores don't have the kind of batteries you need, then you would have to get a replacement. So, in other words, you would have to order the batteries online, or you have to find someplace cheap where they got it, and then you would have to get those pieces or order the batteries online. Because the con is the battery for these types of cameras, as you can see exhibit, are discontinued. Now that we've discussed that, now I know there are YouTubers that use other cameras, like example, like what you guys see me using, PS4 camera. Now I will admit the PS4 camera is a good quality, cause like you can record all your gameplay footage and whatnot. You can use it for all kinds of advantages. So like if you're playing a game or something, or you're doing YouTube and it's like, oh hey, you know, you want to do YouTube, you want to do this, you want to do that, it's alright. It's like, okay, you know, it's got what it needs. It's like a camera. You just need to focus what you need to focus on. So, you know, a YouTube or a PS4 camera, as long as it's hooked up to the base or it's hooked up to the console, yeah, I'd say you could use it as a YouTube camera. Any pros or cons with it? The pros or the positives about it is you have a microphone built in. So like if you wanted to, you wouldn't have to use like a headset or anything. But some people actually would want to use the headset, so it's like, oh hey, you know, we can use the headset. It's a lot better than just getting stuff in, or getting stuff instead of using the PS4 microphone on the camera. Now, are there cons about it? Kinda. The PS4 mic, some of the cons is like if you're doing YouTube videos, if you want to just use the PS4 mic, one of the cons is the fact is that you have to worry about sound. Okay, that's the one thing you have to worry about, is the sound popping through. So like, say you're doing a YouTube video, okay? And this is an example for a minute, guys. Say you're doing a YouTube video and you're got to think, okay, the house is quiet. I think I can handle doing a YouTube video just for one video. Okay? Well, you think it's quiet when your family comes home from any event, like say a wedding, a church thing, or anything like that. And you have little nieces and nephews who like to yell, and scream like the video, like like one of them rock and roll bands that scream in videos, like, you know. What really, my dude? So again, like what I was saying, but you're trying to do your YouTube video with the PS4 camera, and then all of a sudden you get yelled at, or you hear yelling, and it's like, okay, you need to put up a do not disturb sign. Oh shoot. So the thing is that the PS4 camera works really well. But like I said, with the cons you have, if you do YouTube videos, you would have to use a headset. Now, quite frankly, I know some people are questioning me about the Handycam. If you guys check back at my previous videos of the car show or the Family Bean Boozled challenge, which should be under my channel, is that you guys, basically the Handycam does pick up good noise because it's got a good microphone. So again, the Handycam does have a good microphone, and it's like any other camera, but will there be flaws with it sometimes? Battery life, yes, but other than that, no. No, I don't think there would be any flaws. Now, the PS4 camera, I already listed off the flaws for that one. So, the only thing you can do is just try to wait until you actually are in a quiet place, or you can soundproof your room. Okay, I'm not gonna pick another weapon. So, oh. So, anyway, but back to what I was saying, guys. So, like I was saying, I already told you the two problems with the first two. I mean, like the battery life, but other than that, the camera runs great. You would just have to like record footages, have a proper editing software, and then just put it all together. Now, the PS4 camera, again, will have some bugs, but you know, you just have to work around them. The next camera I will talk about is vehicle-based. Now, what I mean by vehicle-based, we are going to be talking about like not like Home Alone style. We are going to be talking about like the droids. Now, if you guys heard about the droids, it's those helicopter things that you can use your smartphone with, and you can you know, fly around and record you stuff for YouTube videos. Now, there are pros and there are cons for this one. Pros, I would have to say, is that you can get like bird's eye views of certain places. Cons, Well, there are, and Sasuke Boneheart. What's going on, man? Just doing a podcast. But yeah, guys, but like I was saying, with the droids, you know, them things are going to be hard to navigate. Now, if you guys remember the droids, I'll refresh your memories. If you do, that's good. If you don't, then I'll refresh your memory. There are YouTubers that actually use droids to spy on other YouTubers. Okay, let's think back to some YouTubers. Like, for example, if you guys remember the little spigot, kid behind the camera McJuggernuggets got into. And if you guys remembered, McJuggernuggets flew a droid in Angry Grandpa's house. Now, he used one of those. Now, if you guys know, the droid has a camera. Okay? The droid has a camera, which could give you like a bird's eye view of any place. So, like, you know, and I'll list some some stuff that happened, because I have a couple buddies that this happened to. But a friend of mine did a YouTube video ways back when he was doing YouTube, but he had to quit because he had to find another job at it. So what happened was he went to a convention to get some, you know, to get some days off to go to record the convention, you know, to mellow out. Well, what ended up happening was he got ground footage through his Handycam, or, you know, as I said before, guys, this camera, and I'm just showing it. He got footage from that, and he decided to, you know, use his new droid that he got. Well, let's just put it this way. My friend flew the droid around the convention in the air and thought, oh, hey, you know, he's not doing anything wrong. Alright, man, well, we'll talk about that one, alright? But, anyway, but back to what I was saying. But a friend of mine flew his droid, and you guys know those helicopter things with the camera. You know, we've seen it before with the kid behind the camera having the dispute with McJuggernuggets. But, basically, he flew his droid over the not over the motel, but over, like, the area where the convention was. Well, at the time, there was someone in a room changing into their costume. A cosplay costume, no doubt. Now, she made a false accusation, which I gotta admit was pretty idiotic on her part. And I'm not calling her stupid because of the false accusation. It's because, and I'll explain to you guys, and it'll explain why this is a bad idea to use over a bird's eye view. But what happened was my friend was angling the droid, like, you know, he had it hovering, and he was pointing it down this way. Now, the girl that was changing into the cosplay costume saw the droid, but she thought the camera was angling her way because of how it was angled, when it was angling this way. Alright, man, thanks for popping in. So, back to the story, guys. So after he got some of his footage, you know, after flying around the convention, getting a good air view of everybody, he landed it to pack up, to pack up, charge, you know, do whatever. Which, of course, when he took his droid back into the motel, the female that was changing into the cosplay costume was talking to the concierge, or however you want to call it. So he confirmed my friend about the droid and asked to see the footage. So my friend hooked up his laptop, hooked up his droid, and showed him the footage that he was getting. So the girl made a mistake. Okay, so basically he was flying the droid around, just to get footage of the convention. So, you know, and the concierge was mad at the female because she made a false accusation. Because she told the concierge that he was moving or using the droid to peep into the motel room, which got everyone into an uproar over nothing. Okay, that is ridiculous. I mean, like I said, I know some people can mistake, like, if a droid was angling at the motel, but here's the motel, and here's the direction it was facing. He was angling it up a bit just so he could get a bird's eye view. Or I think the camera's down below. I don't know. I mean, he told me the camera can go 2 ways. But, you know. So, anyhow, he didn't get barred from the motel. He told the concierge that he was at fault, so... And he didn't mean to alert her like that. Okay, so... But the concierge, of course, was a rude... So, you know, I'm surprised he was even allowed to get a word in. Cause if you guys seen like, cause from how he described his type of rudeness, basically he was like the concierge from Home Alone 2: Lost in New York. Tim Curry's character. So, anyway, but. And another reason why I think the drone's a bad idea to fly around is because, guys, and I think I told you guys this before. I don't remember if I did or if I didn't. If I did, guys, I'm sorry to repeat myself, but if I didn't, here's what you should know. Where I work, a year ago, there was a big rodeo going on. Okay, and mind you, guys. It is like the biggest event outside of where I work. What happened was the competition was going on. Someone, I don't know now, I don't know if it was a kid, if it was an adult, or someone who just wanted to see it without a ticket. But basically someone flew a droid for the match. Okay? Like they flew a droid clean over the whole dang dong match. Now, I don't know if what happened after that, but from what I understand and from what I heard was that someone who shouldn't really be wielding a gun, by the way, shot down the droid because apparently they thought it was a UFO. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm going to suggest the pros and cons of this. The pros, with the droids, you can get good angles for YouTube videos. You can do, like, bird's eye views if you wanted to. And you could, like, I think you could, like, commentate, like, over the video if you wanted to. But you would have to get the footage onto an editing software first. But the cons is, well, one of the cons is definitely the fact is the time you fly it. And the reason why I'm saying that, guys, is the time you fly it is because some people can do dumb stuff when they don't use the brain. Okay? Like, example, the guy that shot down the droid at the one event that someone was trying to watch. Yeah, the guy should have been arrested for destruction of property for one. And for two, the guy shouldn't have had a a weapon to begin with. So there's two complaints I have with that about that one. The guy shouldn't have had a weapon, and the guy shouldn't have had anything, shouldn't have shot anything down. Now, should the guy get locked up for doing something ridiculous and stupid? I'd say yes. But I know you guys are probably going to defend him by saying, "Oh, well, what if he thought it was a UFO, or what if he was someone who thought, oh, aliens were coming, he needed to defend himself." Okay. First off, guys, this ain't Alien versus Predator. This ain't no alien flick. There ain't no way that he needed to defend himself, especially from something that requires batteries, a remote control, and the know-how to navigate it. It's just plumb ridiculous. And I'm sorry if you guys want to argue with me on my thing right here, but it was just plumb ridiculous. Instead of shooting the thing down, he should have thought, okay, it uses a controller, it uses batteries. There is no way it could have been extraterrestrial beings. Even though I don't believe in that kind of stuff. Because I'm the type of person where you gotta see to believe, okay? Anyway. So, you know, so there's a reason right there about what the some of the problem. Because you got people who are reckless and decide, oh, hey, you know, we're going to do something to draw attention. You know, and that night, I was getting off my shift, guys. I saw like 5 police cars going, vroom, vroom. Think of being at a NASCAR race, but then, you know, you hear the vroom close range instead of on TV. So, you know, and I don't know what happened after that. I mean, all I did know was that the fact is the guy, I know the guy got arrested, but that's about as far as I know. Because apparently he got arrested for using a firearm that was, 1, not registered under his name. For 2, he also had to, apparently he had a record. Wow, are you guys really going to camp, really? Sorry about that, guys. But, anywho, so I don't know what happened. I'm guessing the guy got arrested, but he's going to be doing, he's going to be paying for damages for quite a while. I don't know how it's going to work. So, again, guys, with the droid, I think it's a good idea to use for conventions. You know, like, so if you want to get a bird's eye view of certain stuff, like, say you're at a panel, okay? You guys are at a panel, and you're thinking, oh, hey, you know, I can't see from back here. I want to try to get a bird's eye view. Now, again, that you'll have problems because, A, you would have to control the... You'll have to control the thing. in order to even get it to where you want to go. So, but again, like I was saying, with the droids, I do think that they would make really good advances. Now, those three type of cameras I brought up, they are pretty good. Don't get me wrong. But now we're gonna bring up the GoPro. Okay. Now the GoPro, I've done some research about. There are some models that are waterproof and can work really, really well. And all you would have to do is strap them to your hats, strap them to your chest. You know, the works. And sorry guys, get myself some tea. And you know, they are again the same kind of thing that you could use like the handy cams, but these you can hook to your clothes. Now, pros and cons about them. The pros, I would say, is that the problem is with setting them up. Okay, like you have to read the manual, you would have to do all that, you would have to quiz yourself. Because I had a buddy who had a GoPro, okay? And this was one of the most embarrassing stories I can tell you. I mean, and he said if I did a topic on this one, and this was like like months ago, or not months ago, like maybe 2 years ago. Alright, I'll tell you guys a story, but like I said, it's one of those types of stories that are, you know. But another buddy of mine I knew 2 years ago, before he quit YouTube again, different one. He went to an anime convention a while back, and what he ended up doing was he was going around with his GoPro, you know, recording the convention. Well, he decided to try to stop it. Okay, now, mind you guys, if you guys ever seen TV shows or movies, when someone kicks an object, it bounces off another object, and then works its way around, and then decides, oh hey, it's gonna end up one place unexpected. Well, here's what happened, guys. My friend was using his GoPro, and he was going around the convention, you know, just having a good old goofy time, which was pretty good. I mean, like, you know, well, what happened was, he went to turn off his GoPro, and what ended up happening was, he thought he turned it off, but it was still running. So, what ended up happening was, he lost his GoPro. I mean, like, he didn't lose it. Like, he lost it as in, it went completely off of his head because he was going through a crowd and somebody knocked it off. And then, what ended up happening was, it got kicked around. You know, like, it got kicked, hit a booth, then got kicked again, hit another booth. It was like a game of pinball. So, after like about maybe 5, 10, maybe 15 kicks or so, what ended up happening was it wound up in the girl's bathroom. Now, this part, guys, I'm gonna explain calmly, and as I say, and he even told me the detail. But at the time it was kicked into the bathroom, there was a couple girls in there that were a couple, and they were having a little moment. Now, I didn't want to believe that at first, but he was flipping out because his GoPro was in there, and, you know, he wanted to go get it. And he couldn't go get it because, you know, it's the rules, you know? You don't, and it's the rules, guys. I mean, you don't go into a girl's bathroom. That's just, first off, that's just the rules. So, he decides to ask a friend of his that he went with, who is a girl, to go in there. Well, he did. I mean, but she saw the couple having a little quote-unquote moment. And I gotta be careful with that because that's gonna hurt my throat. So, you know, she goes in there, acts like she's using the facility, and then she pretty much goes and gets the webcam, or or not the webcam, the GoPro. Sorry, and then, well, when she gets the GoPro, she gives it back to him. And he thought, that was it. I mean, he's got the footage for all of his panels. He's got the footage he needs. And he thought, you know what? That's it. I'm done. I'll head back to the motel and edit this, and I'll be fine. Well, he got back to the motel, and he went to edit the footage. But one teeny tiny itty bitty little problem here. Turns out the footage he had, he had all the panels. Well, it continued on after he left that panel. Because I think he went to see like a voice actor or actress. Now, I don't know who it was at the time. But he went to see a voice actor and voice actress at the convention because they were attending. So, he edits the video. He sees the footage of the couple having a little quote-unquote moment high. And then he edits the video, but deletes the footage, which I am proud of him, because with some of my friends, they're like, oh, okay, so a couple of girls is having a little fun, or a little moment high, and they just want to keep the footage, okay? And I'm not saying, I'm saying, like, I used to have friends that were like that when I was a kid, but, not now. I have friends now who are honorable, and they are wise, and actually pretty smart. So, but, so my friend edited the video, and he decided, you know what? I'm gonna actually keep the video up. Because he edited all the footage out, especially the couple footage. So, all in all, he did pretty good. Now, when he told me about it, was I mad? I was like, no, I'm not mad, but I'm surprised, because I thought you would be the type of person that would keep kind of footage like that. And he and I got into a bit of an argument, but then, after he told me about it, I said, you know what, man? I'm proud of you. You didn't keep the footage, so I'm proud. But, to be honest, with the GoPro, though, because there are, like, instances where you could have that stuff. Now, you can also record with, like, tablets, cell phones nowadays. We can do better than that. So, guys. But, like I said, though, it's just with some cameras, like, you gotta have certain features. Like, with the handy cams, you gotta have a feature that can let you move towards objects, or move back, or, or like with certain cameras, you gotta have, like, the ability to, like, if you wanted to move something forward, then it's like, okay, you want to see something closer, then you gotta have a towards and away feature. But, again, there will be some times where you have that problem. You just have to think of a solution. Especially with cameras. Now, like I said, guys, on the. Alright, sorry guys, I'm looking through my cameras real quick, and I'm looking through my. I'm trying to look through my stuff. But with me on the YouTube videos, now I'll be honest with you guys. When I did the car videos with my Handycam, I was a bit off. Okay, especially with this, because I did read the manual, but I'm one of those types where you'll read something, you'll forget a little piece of information, but then you'll remember it after you study it over. So, mm, mm -mm. Sorry guys, had to wet my whistle. Cause I know I've been going on for 51 minutes and 13 seconds, but however, there are cons of what people can do with these cameras. Now, other cameras like what you could get, like if you wanted to use for YouTube. Now, like, and I'm against this, but I'm just gonna come out and say it. Like, if you guys are doing prank channels, okay, I can understand people will leave like their cameras completely on and then just do a prank on someone. But you guys, someone's barely gonna, well, not barely, but someone is gonna notice it. Now, if you guys want to do a prank, there are a few stipulations on cameras you can use. Like, example, you know how when someone's babysitting kids, parents always feel overprotective, so they get like either a security camera or a nanny cam, you know, stuff like that. That would be a smart move. I mean, if you got a nanny cam, you could be able to pull pranks left and right. Because, let me explain. You set something like this somewhere, and then they decide, oh, hey, you know, it's not on, and someone's doing something, they're going to notice right away. Because, A, you give a first good example. The lens cover is open, so it needs to be shut. Now, if you had a nanny cam, or a camera like you could be able to use to put stuff on YouTube, then it's like, oh, okay, so you know, you can be able to use that to an advantage. So it's like, okay, you know, it's wise, but it's not wise. You guys get what I'm saying? And what I mean by it's wise but not wise, I mean like, while it is true, it is good to pull a prank once in a while, the only thing that it is the problem, guys, is that you need to know exactly what prank to pull, for one. And for two, you gotta know what strategics to use. So, like, example, if you're pulling a prank on someone, don't just leave your camera someplace and then act like it's unplugged or anything, and then be all, okay, they don't know it's unplugged, and then just pull a prank on them. No, be secretive. Like, you gotta think, not think, oh, hey, okay, you know, we gotta find out what their kids are doing. Alright, now, if you guys seen the Boondocks, and yes, before everybody gets on my case about it, I have watched that show once or twice when it was funny. Now, when it drops the whole, now I gotta watch what I watch because of my nieces and nephews, before you guys get on me about it. So, but yeah, so what I'm gonna say is, if you guys are gonna pull a prank, use like I don't know, like security cameras first, and then I mean like kinds that you can sync up to your computer. Okay, that's what I mean. Like, use kinds that can sync up to your computer, and then be like, oh, okay, you know, you're pulling a prank on so and so. You use the nanny cam or something that you can sync up to your computer. You can get the footage and be like, oh, okay, you know. So, you know, guys, it's just one of those things that I think would be a little bit more suitable. Like, instead of leaving your camera someplace, act like it's charging and then turning it on, and then completely be like, oh, I left my camera on, yada, yada, yada. Just do something a little more original. You know, like, and I'm not trying to sound rude to prank channels on YouTube. I'm not trying to sound rude to anybody else. But it's just like, you know, it's going to be like the same cliche. I mean, because say you did do a prank, okay? They're going to notice your camera's recording. Because all they would have to do is flip the dang screen. All they would have to do is, like, try to get the, get all kinds of stuff going. And I'm not trying to critique people here, but, you know, with certain YouTube channels, they always pull the same prank, you know? Like, they leave their cameras running, or they, you know, do that kind of stuff. But then, you know, they always end up doing something crazy. Like, example, if you're pulling a prank on someone, it would be best if you keep it discreet, not just act like you left your camera on and then be like, oh, hey, you know, I left my camera on, I didn't know it was on, and then prank them. And I mean, like, I would say, like, you guys should just get, like, a dang, you know, like I said, look into nanny cams, look into anything like that. Instead of, like, you know, just because let me explain to you guys about a nanny cam, okay? A nanny cam would be like very discreet, okay? Now, normally I don't approve of pranks, but you know, like if you're doing one just for a little laugh, a little once in a while thing, it's like okay, you know, you should just use like do something a little wise. So, because with nanny cams, like I said, they're discreet. They don't make it obvious. So, like, if you had a stuffed animal, okay, and the stuffed animal is the nanny cam, then point blank, you don't have to set up a camera. You could just set up what you need to set up, record what you want to record, and then just put the footage on what you need to put it on. Okay, that's as simple as that. What's going on, cool gamers? I'm just doing a podcast, man. Oh, crud. So, another way you could prank someone is by not making the prank obvious. Now, there are some people that can give signs of a prank. Like, example, the old leaving your camera to charge in one place while someone is doing something. Now, I can understand that that's a good prank. Don't get me wrong, that is a good prank, but you guys gotta understand, instead of making it obvious, you would have to play it smart. So, example, there are ways you can make pranks more interesting, especially not with giving away what your motive is. Because think about it, guys. Planning pranks is like, I don't know, like reading books or magazine or comic books or manga. Okay, you guys always want to know what happens in the next page, or you guys always think or predict the predictions. Now, the other thing is, you could always use, like, special security cameras. Now, could you try to get data from them? It's possible. Yeah, that's another thing. But we're gonna get into that topic soon. But if you guys are doing harmless pranks, like if you're putting if you're doing harmless pranks, guys, you don't need to be making it too obvious. That's the one thing I don't like, though. Cause okay, guys, there are some YouTubers that'll. Now, if you guys know the trick where there are some YouTubers that will put their cameras or anything like right in the kitchen or any place to charge, and then they go to pull a prank on someone, like prank calling or something like that. Now, I'm gonna admit that's cool but weak, because it's also kind of ridiculous. Because if you leave your camera in the one place where you never normally use it, exactly. Because if you leave your camera in one place where someone knows that you don't leave it, it's like, okay, you don't leave it there, so it shouldn't be there. So something's up. That'll give them the hint, like something's up. You can't just do stuff like that. Ah, crud. So that's the problem. We have to. Okay. So example, if you're putting for example, okay, let me explain an example, and this is just a hypothetical. Say I'm putting, I don't know. Now I'm gonna talk about pranks for a minute, okay? Let's say I decide to put, say, hot sauce or anything in someone's drink, okay? Example, if you guys remember the YouTubers that put Miralax in someone's drink. Okay, let's say we did that, for example. Now, if I were to use, say, this camera, if I'd say leave it at a certain position, pointed at the table, and it's powered on and charging, then someone's going to look at it and think, huh, nobody leaves their camera here. I wonder what the heck's going on. Okay? So there's one reason why you never leave your camera in a place that you never even know of. And I know I've been switching overboard. I've been switching from cameras to pranks. But I'm going to go back into the topic of cameras right now. But, so, let's try another example, okay? Say I left, say I left a camera disguised up as a doll or a stuffed animal or something. Okay? You could leave it anywhere in the house, and then it'd be like, oh, okay, you know, it's probably one of the kids' toys. Why would they leave it there? So, you know, and no one would suspect it. Because, think about it. When you do that, people won't suspect a thing. And then you gotta think, oh, hey, you know, I have to worry about, you have to worry about what's going down. And then you have to worry about other things that are going on. So, and now here's the pros and cons of using stuff like nanny cams or special cameras, okay? Pros, like, you can be able to monitor what you need to monitor, keep track what you need to keep track of, and if anytime you want to pull pranks, you can be able to pull pranks without anyone figuring it out. Now, the cons about that... crap. The cons about that, though, is people finding out about it. That's the only thing. You would have to make sure no one finds out about it. Is the thing. Ow. Now, another recordable thing you could use, and pulling this up, guys, your tablets. Now, to bring up a few current events, if you guys remembered when a kid used his tablet to record bullies picking on him, and the school sued him for wiretapping, you can use these as recording software. Because, like you guys see, I'm going to show you this, but right up here, this little dot is a camera, and it also has it right here on the back. So, like, if you wanted to do a YouTube video, you could be able to do it through the confines of your own tablet. And you also have smartphones. So whether you have I'm going to make sure I say these right. So whether you have the Apple phones, the Samsung phones, the Verizon phones, whatever you got, you can use them as camcorders or stuff for YouTube. Now, it is a good idea, like I said, but again, if you guys are doing prank channels or prank videos, I wouldn't recommend you use your tablet or your phone. Because think about it, people would be like, oh, okay, he never leaves his phone here, or he never leaves his tablet here, and then I'll put 2 and 2 together. So back to what I was saying, guys. It's best you try to think things through on pranks before you try to do them. Especially with the camera situation. Now, like I said, it would be good if you guys got like a nanny cam or anything like that. So, like, if you do decide to keep an eye out on your family or whatnot, yeah. But like I said, you would have to use, like, basics. And I'm not talking like, those, like, if you've seen the very first Spy Kids, you got the, you have the, mini cameras on the wall trick. So, That's not as far as I'm going. I'm going like if you disguise your cameras up, then no one will know exactly what's going on. So, but again, guys, I know I'm getting off topic because I'm talking about prank channels. But any more pranks we will be talking about later in the future with one of our topics, but just not right now. So, but anyway, but the pros and cons would be like for nanny cams, you would have to be extremely cautious on what you do with those, because there are some people that could code their whole house and they could spy on anyone, anywhere, anytime. Now, would it be handy to do in case like family's doing something they're not supposed to do, or yeah, it would be handy. But on the negative side, it would also be consequential. So just saying on that one. What else? But after this match, guys, I think I've finished my lecture. But the best thing I can recommend, guys, is that with cameras, I would say use like the Sony Handycam or the GoPro for like ground level kind of work. Like if you're at a convention and you're doing that kind of stuff, just do at the ground level, use those to try to handle what you need to handle, Now, if you wanted to do something robust, or you just want to do something because, oh, hey, you want to make your video noticeable, then I would recommend you guys use, like, the droid to get, like, a bird's eye view of the convention, Like, but don't do anything crazy, okay? Because, like I said, with the story of my friend, when he accidentally pointed his drone down and someone thought that he was peeping in the hotel room, it was like ridiculous. And bailing him out was real. Well, actually, I couldn't bail him out because one, I wasn't with him at the time. But basically, he was going to have the concierge call my cell phone and have me bail him out on that one. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how I would have been able to bail him out. So, but like I said, for ground level work, the GoPro or the Handycam would work. But like I said, with the GoPro, you gotta look into the accessories, the cost of the actual camera. Those are the cons. But the pros is you could get it waterproofized or waterproofed, because you could be able to get it waterproofed. You can do all that stuff with it. But like I said, it's just one of those things you got to be extremely careful about. Because, to explain, guys, some cameras can be waterproof, but the problem with that is sometimes water can find a way into a sensitive outlet or a sensitive circuit and a sensitive piece of circuitry. So, like, if it got into the USB port and you went to plug that USB port into your computer, yeah, you would probably be having KFC. And when I mean KFC, I mean Kentucky Fried Computer. So, you would possibly be having KFC if you weren't careful. Get it? KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Kentucky Fried Computer. That was just a terrible joke. I apologize, guys. But, but getting your, like, technology waterproofed wouldn't be such a bad idea. Like, for certain occasions, like, if you were going to the beach or something like that, yeah, it would be good to have some of your some of your tech completely waterproofed. Because say you wanted to go scuba diving, okay? You can be able to get that completely waterproofed. You can be able to go underwater. It would not get any damages. And you could completely ace like a YouTube video of you doing completely underwater stuff. Now, again, call me crazy, guys, but I think it would just be pretty sweet that we could be able that you could be able to do that stuff. I mean, like, get your camera waterproof, so like if you go scuba diving or anything to that effect. Oof. It would just be pretty sweet, you know? I mean, because I've heard people that use the GoPros actually get to go scuba diving and whatnot, and it's supposed to be pretty sweet. Like, you could take those underwater with you, and you can be able to just explore underwater with the video camera. Now, there are certain cameras you can't do that with, like the out-of-date cameras, like the Sony Handycams or the Canon Handycams and stuff like that. No, you would have to try to get those like in a container, a clear coat container, and then try to work your way around it, the system, and then try to get that fixed. So like you could be able to take it on you with the take it with you underwater. Now, do I agree with some of their antics? Like, in order to get like waterproof stuff and whatnot, that you would need to make sure you get the newer models. Yes, I mean, cause that's a con for one thing, because looking into like newer models and stuff like that, that's just ridiculous. Cause that's like saying with certain games you can't play certain games unless you got the PlayStation 4 Pro. That's like saying that. But anyway, guys, this was my lecture on the droid, the handycams and stuff like that. Personal opinion: if you guys use the droids or the handycams or the GoPros, that's good. I mean, you know, because you're kind of advancing step by step. If you're using the PS4 camera to do gameplays, you know, that's good too. But you can use like the droid, the handycams, and the GoPros for vlogging. You know, like for trips and whatnot, and vice versa. But anyway, guys, this has been my spiel for tonight's lecture. I have to go deal with a nuisance, so if you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can see it, because I know with some videos they'll blur out information. But this has been Anime Gamer Fanboy, and I am logging off. If you guys liked the lecture, I am glad. But we will try to do like the stuff for E3 and whatnot. But as I said before, it's going to take some time to do it, because I have to do the studies for it, and I have no idea exactly what they had for the what they had, because I never actually got to watch the E3 conference. So I will try to watch the E3 conference. I will try to get the information. But, you know, but like I said, guys, the next topic, I will announce it on a live feed gameplay. So, like, if I do a next gameplay through of a certain Black Ops thing or a One Piece thing, I will let you guys know when the next topic is. So, this has been Anime Gamer Fanboy. Like, subscribe, favorite. Thank you to all you bronies and Pegasisters, anime fans and furries, and gamers too. And to all my other viewers, I shall not forget about you, plus the cool cats and gals that decide to purr around. thank you for showing up and not having to throw down. I'm sorry, guys. Like I've been in a rhyming mood this week, so pardon me. But if you're from the U.S., have a good night. If you're from the U.K., have a good night to morning. Keep your troubles on the ice. Keep the ice on your troubles. This is Anime Gamer Fanboy signing out, and I hope to catch you guys next time. Until then, peace out. Keep the troubles on the ice, and hope to see you guys again. Peace.